Well, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy has started a war in the Maga world. And I'm going tonight to break that down for you. I've had so many emails, at least 100, want me to talk about H-1B. H-1B, R2D2, H-1B2. Now, these two men, Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, immigration policy. What is H-1B? Let's talk about that first. It's a visa program designed for skilled workers. Now, if you wanted to move to Canada to become a citizen, did you know that you have to literally take a test to become a citizen? And to get a visa, you literally have to take an aptitude test. You literally have to have a college degree. Not all the time, but most of the time. They only want the best in Canada. So in America, we're being so overrun by immigrants that you and I, as MAGA warriors, immediately have a knee-jerk reaction to this type of a conversation. But I want to explain to you why MAGA has responded the way they have, and then I want to try to balance it out for you, okay? Unfortunately, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are not aware of how political protocol works, okay? They are disconnected. They live in their own bubble, in their own world. They are disconnected from the ultra sensitive nature of the Trump base. That would be me and you, the little man that put him in office, okay? Now, as much as you might like or dislike Elon or Vivek, they are not in our world, not the world you and me live in, waking up every day worried about how we're going to survive. They don't have that problem, okay? So they are insular. They're insulated in their own bubble. They do not know how ultra sensitive you and me are as MAGA warriors. MAGA is very skittish, and rightfully so. They don't get that. They don't understand that their words about H-1B blew the party up because they didn't use protocol. All right? What they didn't know is if H-1B is going to be introduced to MAGA, it needs to come through our man, Donald Trump. Why? Quite frankly, we trust him. We don't trust them yet. That's just the way it is, okay? Ramaswamy and Musk, they just recently joined this battle that you and me, or you and I, what's the proper, somebody help me, you and me, you and I? You and me, we've been in this battle. Matter of fact, I would like to know that answer. Any English teacher want to correct me on that? You and I, you and me? You and I, you and me? Anyway, we've been in this battle a long time. A long time. They just joined it, right? So they don't understand that we are skittish and we're distressed and we have endured for long 8 years. You and me. Thank you, Nancy. Appreciate that. Nancy Ruff, thank you. We've been in this for long 8 years. Now, I'm going to ask all of you to lay aside your thoughts about H-1B and let me teach right now. Let me bring my perspective and let's see if we can't find where we need to arrive tonight. Okay? Now, these have been years that you and I have been through. We've witnessed betrayal. It's just like in my own ministry at our church. Our members that's been with me 4 years now, that have seen me betrayed. They've seen people that we thought was on my team turn and stab me in the back. We become a little skittish, okay? And you come sideways at our ministry now, and we're going to do just like Maga just did over H-1B. Hold on. Why? We've seen Donald Trump betrayed by who we thought were good people. Okay? We've seen skullduggery. We've seen them rip his throat out, try to. I'm not talking about Elon and Vivek, but people that was in their position that they're now in. We've seen this. So I'm not here tonight to correct you, MAGA. I'm here to let you know I'm with you. I understand the knee-jerk reaction to this whole H-1B talk. And you are right in your feelings. All right? We've seen unimagined viciousness to Donald Trump, deceit, manipulation, and worst of all, a complete lack of trustworthiness, even among his most intimate confidants. We have seen it. And what these outsiders is missing, Elon is an outsider. I appreciate what he did for Donald Trump, but to me and you, he still ain't family, okay? He still ain't in the clique, all right? They're still not family. And what they miss is the personal impact that these betrayals have had on Donald Trump's supporters. I mean, look, hey, me and you, MAGA, first sign of a traitor, first sign of a Ron DeSantis, and we're all like, get him out, get him out. You know, just the way it is. Trump's base have felt the visceral gut punch of the betrayals of Donald Trump. And so that's why we're accused now of being a cult. MAGA. See, here's the thing about it, my friends. When you attack a group of people so much that they have no choice but to defend one another, after you attack them and put them in that position of having to look out for their leader, look out for one another, then you want to jump back and call that a cult. Well, no, it's what you created. You created this constant defense because of your constant attacks. That's why they call us Trump worshipers. No. Don't you understand? We would never be this defensive of Donald Trump if you would not have forced us into this cult mentality. Yeah, we would now fight for Donald Trump. Why? We believe in justice. And when we see a man that God's put his hand on being attacked night and day, you are forcing us to look like a cult. And so when a newcomer comes in to the ministry, to the MAGA cult, which is what Vivek and Elon are, newcomers, when you come in, baby, you got to go through more than donating money. You got to take a few bullets with us, okay? You got to climb in a few ditches with us, stand in a few rallies in the heat for hours waiting to get in. You got to be ridiculed, criticized, laughed at. Family won't have nothing to do with you. So you'll pardon us if we're a little defensive when it comes to immigration. All right? No one that's not been in this battle understands our knee-jerk reactions. Trump is the only person in decades who has demonstrably had our back, who has delivered on his promises, and who has heard us, the conservative, the restorationist, the true originalist, the patriots. Donald Trump is the first that has had our back and the first that has delivered and has endured fearlessly on our behalf. Perfect example. Look at the wording. This is what this man is. Just look at the wording. I'm with you. I will fight for you. I will win for you. We've not had that. So you'll pardon us if we say back, we're with you, we will fight for you, and we will win with you. That's sort of the way this thing works. And in all of this, Donald Trump has gained one thing that money cannot buy. He has gained our trust. And let me tell you something. When your followers trust you, there's nothing they won't do for you. They will fight for you, and they will also fight the first sign of what looks like betrayal. I'm trying to help you understand tonight why Maga blew up over H-1B. Okay? You need to comprehend these things so that you can understand. Now, the loyal public has watched a good guy. We've watched him assailed and maligned. But Vivek and Elon have damaged that trust, not because of what they're doing with Doge, but because of how passionate we are about immigration and how passionate our man is about immigration. So the minute we feel that that trust on that issue is being violated, then we are going to immediately reject it. Why? We've been there and we've done that, okay? Because in our minds, these are just two more turncoats that are going to be gone before long. No matter how much it makes sense what they're saying, and we're going to get to that side in a minute. What they're saying makes perfect sense. And you're going to find Professor Toto is in agreement with a lot of what they're saying. But at the same time, this is something you have to earn, Elon. You cannot go out and talk about issues that are dear to our heart that when you first talk about it sounds contrary to what our president has said and expect us and then wonder why we're getting all upset about it. You need to know who we are because we don't know who you are. No matter how entitled they are to express themselves, they have opened themselves up for us to question their motive, their vested interest. Do you want H-1B for your own company? So you cannot be upset at us for not knowing you. See, we know us. We know Donald Trump. Donald Trump knows us. Just like the members of my ministry after 4 years, they know me. I know them. We can even go head to head and kiss and make up and keep going. Why? There is something that comes with time that Elon doesn't have with us. Neither does Vivek. All right? In other words, is Vivek for this because he's Indian and wants to bring his people in? In other words, hold on, guys. You don't need to be talking about immigration. That's the bottom line. You are not in a position to talk about immigration because we don't know what your vested interests are. Are you genuinely there to carry out Donald Trump's vision? Now, all the arguments about whether they're right or wrong is irrelevant at this point because we're still in the trust stage, okay? We have an emotional response called post-Trump stress syndrome. It's an illness. We've all got it, okay? Post-Trump stress syndrome. Post 4 years of fighting in the trenches for Donald Trump has given us a little bit of a stress syndrome. We have been hit so many times that the mere whiff of another assault will send us into a frenzy. Cool your jets, Big D. Shut up about immigration. Okay? We're not idiots. We hear what you're saying, and there's a lot of validity in what you're saying. Okay? We're not bottom feeders. Instead, we are a variety of united patriots. We're patient and steadfast in our support of a single man. We are cult followers. Yes, we follow a man. Yes, we do. We drank the Kool-Aid and it's orange. I can't wait for him to clip that one. We are filled with intelligent people, filled with intelligent minds that support Donald Trump. We're not a people to be messed with. We just proved that to you in this election. We're very concerned about real forces conspiring to prevent Trump from being inaugurated, and once inaugurated, from carrying out his promises. You'll have to give us time. We are still in that transition period, Vivek and Elon. Cool your jets. Get on Doge about cutting expenses. Immigration, you may want to do what you're doing, Elon, backtracking. Okay? Learn political protocol. Learn who is allowed to say certain things. It's just like in my ministry. There are some things I can say to members of the church that even another elder in my church can't say to them. Why? It's just the way it is. So Elon and Vivek, you have some great ideas. And we're going to talk about your ideas tonight because I happen to agree with a bunch of them. But political protocol, you need to learn that, okay? Now, despite all of that, now that our man, Donald Trump, the man with the gravitas, the man with our trust, now that he has endorsed H-1B, now we can talk about it. Why? We trust him. And in fact, Elon, you should not have said one word about H-1B. You should have let our man say it first. Okay? Now, Trump came to their defense loudly. So what does that mean for me, Professor Toto? That means I had to go and research H-1B. Because we gave Donald Trump a mandate to govern. And I'm going to be the last person in the world to take that from him. If he is for H-1B, I've got to find out what I'm missing because I trust the man. Bottom line. I trust him even when I don't understand him. Why? Because I'm a leader. And the worst thing you can do to a leader is not let them lead. If you're going to say they're the leader, let them lead. And I'm going to do that for Donald Trump. So MAGA, hear me tonight. I would hate to have some MAGA members as members of my church. What do I mean by that? When I see you questioning Donald Trump, I worry about what kind of fair weather friend you are. You elected the man. Now let him lead. Okay? Because here's the fact. Here's the reality. Yes, we must secure the border. That needs to be first. It needs to be done ASAP. But here's the reality. After we secure that border, guess what we need in America? Immigration. Why? Because at the end of this century, our population in America is going to decline. The birth rate in America has dropped from 3 children per woman to 1. The workforce has a shortage already. We have a workforce shortage of doctors, nurses, engineers, construction workers, hospitality workers. We need an immigration system that is legal and that is focused on our economic needs as a country. And I want to break it down and explain it like this. Why is Donald Trump for H-1B? Why? Because he is America first. Not necessarily Americans that are lazy and refuse to get educated first. No, he is America first. America's economic prosperity is what he's going to put first. And if we have created an education system in this nation that is more interested in liberal arts than it is engineers, scientists, mathematicians, and theologians, if that's what the liberal left has created, then it will leave us with very little choice but to reach outside of our borders and bring in the best if we're going to put America first. Why? Because Donald Trump is being elected to fix our economy. The H-1B program has issued 65,000 visas, and then 20,000 have to have master's degrees. This is critical to our economy. So what are we going to do? We got your dope head son over there that can't even wear deodorant. And you pampered him all his little life. And he's sitting over there, can't even get the zits off his face because he's sitting there, won't take a bath. You got little Joe Blow over there that won't put down the weed. But you think it's unfair that they don't get the job that we bring in from overseas to someone that has been trained all their life. Get up, go to work, and do the best you can do. No, we tell little Joe Blow, come here, baby, it'll be all right. They didn't hire you. Well, that's because they not worthy of you. Get that little dingleberry boy outside your house. Look, I'm so sick of this American way of thinking. You raise them up to play Nintendo games or whatever they call them now, all day long, and then go scream, don't do no H-1B. We got our own people, your own people that cannot even open a box of Cracker Jacks and find a ring in the Cracker Jacks, much less engineer. Okay? If we're going to put America first, then yes, Why don't we bring in the best and challenge our people to get it together? And I believe that's what Donald Trump is doing. Also, Donald Trump is going to get a fourth Supreme Court justice in his next term. Sam Alito will be retiring. So Donald Trump will literally control the court. All right, I'm going to look at some of your comments and see if you agree with me or disagree with me. Stephanie McCurry agrees with me. Thank you, Stephanie. You must be a smart woman. Ruth Rosario agrees with me. There we go. Kenneth Huff used to do PlayStation. DP said we ought to train our own. I agree. But the problem is this. Most of them go for the student loans, live off the student loans, get out and so burdened with student debt, they can't think about it. Half of them don't want to go to school. Joe Roberts agrees. Joe Roberts is smart. Joe Roberts goes way back with my family, I believe, Sister Lois Gatlin, my grandmother. By the way, Joe, did you know that I spent the whole day today in an interview with my book publisher that's publishing my life story? And we talked a long time about the New Orleans church, my grandmother, my life story, my childhood. That book is going to be out. The publishing company is going to release it. It's called Goodbye Guilt, the life story of Pastor Shane Vaughn. And so anyway, Joe, you made me think of that. Don Myers is smart. He agrees with me. Judy Colson, I'm perfectly fine with sending them back to their countries. By the time our parents wake up and our schools wake up and realize we need to start educating people instead of pampering them, helping them figure out if they're a boy or a girl. Gloria Peruse is very smart. Elder Rick Connolly agrees about them Dingleberry boys. Sapper Havoc is super smart. Lisa Latterell is smart. April Rickman is smart with her blonde self. Cindy Blair is smart. Denise Whitaker smart, and Booter's World is smart. Teresa Fogelman is smart. Now DP. Oh, DP. Free education, huh? Well, I hope you know there is no such thing as free education. As a matter of fact, it's almost tax time in my house. I'm already preparing my heart for the shock that's coming to the checkbook when I will go into mourning for a few weeks so that I can pay for this free education. Nothing is free in this world, nor should it be. We are not socialist. We provide you a high school education. If you want to go to the best university in this nation, we will lend you the money to do it. Or if you're smart and did good in high school, you can get a grant. You can get a scholarship if you apply yourself. The best free education I know of is scholarships. Earn it. I don't believe in free education at all because it ain't free. It ain't free. I don't know where people get, you want to go raise the debt ceiling some more? That's how we're going to do it? Got it. Okay. All right. James Hypes, you are intelligent. Linda Garner is super